In a distant future, humanity has joined a vast interstellar alliance made up of numerous alien civilizations. On the edge of alliance space lies a neutral trading station, the Argentum Spire, where every manner of creature comes to barter, forge alliances, or simply find sanctuary. This story begins with Eira, a young woman from the planet Torin, a barren world scarred by endless war. Torenians, with their pale, silver-blue skin and elongated limbs, were often viewed with suspicion by other species due to their planet's volatile political climate. And yet, Eira was different. She was gentle, curious, and determined to escape the reputation of her war-torn people. But life outside of Torin was harsh. Alone and vulnerable, she ended up on the wrong side of a transaction she didn't understand. Charged with smuggling forbidden artifacts, she was brought before the Alliance Tribunal on Argentum Spire, an unforgiving court known for its severe judgments. In court, her eyes scanned the indifferent faces in the gallery. The prosecutor, a bureaucratic Nephilim, made her case sound hopeless, painting her as a dangerous criminal, a threat to the peace. The tribunal announced its verdict quickly: death. The crowd stirred but did not protest. She was just another alien criminal, after all. Her shoulders sagged, the silver blue of her skin seeming to dull as the guards pulled her to her feet. "Wait!" A human voice cut through the assembly, and heads turned to see him, a man dressed in the rough, practical clothing of a trader. He looked out of place among the aristocrats and diplomats but stood with purpose. "I claim her under Alliance Statute 87B, he said firmly, stepping forward. The crowd murmured. Few were familiar with that archaic statute, one of the last vestiges of ancient, archaic law within the Alliance. Statute 87B allowed a citizen to claim responsibility for a sentenced alien's life, provided they assume all legal and social liability for their behavior. Few dared to invoke it. Why risk oneself for a stranger? Iris stared at him, hope and disbelief battling across her face. The tribunal members whispered among themselves, caught off guard. After several tense moments, the presiding judge, a Velorn with chitinous armor and a booming voice, spoke. Under Statute 87B, the human has the right to claim you. The tribunal sentences you to life in servitude under his guardianship. The judge's mandibles clicked in distaste. Your life now depends on his. The guards reluctantly released her, and the man took her arm, gently but firmly guiding her from the courtroom. Once outside, Eira turned to him, struggling to find words. Why? Why did you save me? The man looked at her for a long moment. Name's Jackson Reyes, he said. Let's just say I don't like seeing people thrown away. Besides, he added, giving her a small, almost shy smile, you look like you don't belong here any more than I do. Together, they left the Argentum Spire, escaping the curious and judgmental eyes of those around them. On board Jackson's modest but sturdy ship, the Vigilant, Eira began a new life. At first, she was nervous around him, uncertain of his motives. She had heard stories of how humans exploited other species, and she feared her life would be no better under his care. But Jackson was different. He treated her with kindness, respect, and a rare patience. He taught her about his world, and in return, she shared tales of Torin, the beauty and tragedy of a place that few outside her planet would ever understand. Slowly, trust blossomed between them, turning into a deep friendship and mutual reliance. Together, they became something of a duo in the outer colonies, working odd jobs and aiding small outposts where needed. Eira's innate knowledge of engineering and Jackson's skills as a trader made them an effective team, and word spread of their exploits. One day, however, they received news from the Argentum Spire. Torin's rival factions had unified under a new, iron-fisted leader and now aimed to punish those who had fled, including Eira. Agents had been sent to retrieve her. When they arrived on a remote colony outpost to capture her, Jackson refused to let them take her without a fight. Standing between her and the bounty hunters, he shouted, "She's under my protection. I claimed her life. It's my responsibility." In a tense standoff, Eira found the courage to stand beside him, and together they fought off the attackers, narrowly escaping back to the Vigilant. As they tended to each other's wounds in the aftermath, she thanked him, her voice trembling. "You saved me again." "Why?" He looked at her, expression softening. "Maybe I just can't stand to see someone like you treated like you're worth less than anyone else." As the years passed, their bond grew deeper, transcending species and culture. Jaxon taught Eira about humanity's quirks and complexities, while she helped him see the galaxy through new eyes. Together, they forged a life of adventure, standing as unlikely allies in a universe where prejudice and fear too often ruled. In time, people stopped seeing her as the alien he'd once claimed, and saw instead a person, a partner. Eira and Jaxon's story became legend in the far reaches of the Alliance, a tale of hope and friendship against the odds, a reminder that compassion could bridge even the vast distances between the stars.